The lesson today is about contrast. You can contrast dark and light, or warm and cool, or intensity and dullness. There's lots of ways to contrast things, and it's very, very important in a painting to have contrast. So I want you to take a piece of cardboard, this is mat board, or your canvas paper, or a canvas board, and do one side dark and one side light. This is what we're going to end up with. We're not looking at a picture today, but we're going to have light flowers against the dark background and dark flowers against the light background. We're going to contrast. Here's another example. We're just going to paint a vase with some green leaves, and we're going to have light against dark, light against dark, light against dark. And then on this side, we're going to do dark against light. Everything is dark against light. The positive space is dark and the negative space is light. So, you don't need to do this now, but as soon as I finish, you can paint a dark color on this side and a light color on this side. And then after you do your dark and your light, mix it together a little bit or soften it a little bit in the middle so that it doesn't have a straight line down the middle. And then I want you to pick out whatever colors you would like to use. I'm going to do kind of a gold color for the vase, and I'm going to do it a little darker, maybe, let's see, what does that look like? Yeah, a little bit darker over here, and then add some white to that color and get it a little bit lighter. Try to do the same shape over here, but lighten it a little bit. And then in the middle, kind of blend it together so that it doesn't look like there's a line down the middle. Put a foot on the vase right down here, and maybe try to get a little bit more of a lip, a little bit lighter lip on that side, and then a darker lip on this side. Have it a little bit darker. It's hard to get it exactly the same on both sides. After you do your vase, you can start working on your flowers. Or maybe I will just do a little bit of some stems here to try to get an idea of where my stems are. Remember, I want to go dark against this light over here. So I want to get it a little darker than that. Let's see if I've got some darker colors. Yeah, there's a leaf coming out here. There's a tall stem here, maybe another leaf up here. We're just going to make it up today. Maybe these leaves are kind of coming down a little bit here in the front. So just take your brush and turn your brush around to get either the fat or the skinny part of the leaf. There's a little bit of skinny there, or you can make this leaf go down a little bit by turning your brush and letting it go down. The other side is going to be lighter, remember. So we've got to get the light going here in the green, and I'm going to put some yellow in it, and I'm going to have another light, very light limb, some light leaves, and have those going down into the vase. And then I'm going to have some darker flowers. Now, when you're doing flowers, you need to realize that flowers aren't always just straight 1, 2, 3, 4, all of these pretty petals. That's really pretty, but they're not all like that. Sometimes they're turned the other way. Sometimes, let's see. They're facing the other way, or maybe they're facing that way. Or sometimes they're just different shapes. Let's see, I'm going to put a big fuzzy flower up in here and maybe have a different little stem coming down this way. So you can make flowers in many different directions. This one's looking straight at me. This one is looking maybe over here on that, going that way. And this one could be maybe way over here, so that you've got some different things going on, different colors in here. I'd like to maybe put another stem going from this flower down this way. Make this come in and this one a little bit more in here. Now we've got the darker flowers against this side. This looks like it needs to be a little darker in here too, because remember, this is all about contrast. So I'm going to come in here and darken this a little bit more and bring it over so that it is gradually coming again around this round surface. There's no angle in here, so we're trying to get it to come around gradually like this. You can use water on your brush, or you can just let all the paint kind of come off of your brush so that, you know, you're getting that gradual shadow in there. Now this side, I want to have light flowers against that darker background. So I'm going to take my white and put it into the yellow and red and make some really pretty oranges and yellows. So over here, I'm going to have a big yellow flower up here. And then I'm going to have maybe a smaller yellow flower in here that's just kind of a fuzzy flower that's behind this leaf right here. And then I'm going to have an orange flower, or you could do pink. Use lots of white on this side because the white is opaque and it will lighten your flowers really and make them very pretty. Let's see, we could put another in the middle. You kind of sort of do some half and half flowers. But see, I've got these light flowers over here, and I'm even going to take the white and make a little bit lighter edge on my pot so that I'm really showing the light edge against the dark background, and how that's going to gradually come over into this side of the painting, and maybe even have a little pop or a little shiny place somewhere over here. And then for the middle of those flowers, you can go back in and put whatever color you might want in here, or maybe different colors, or maybe if you want to get them a little lighter, since this is the light side, you could go in and just put some light in over top so that it looks a little bit lighter in here. So just an exercise to show that how important the contrast is between the dark and the light and the light and the dark, and then how that can make your vase look round. Another thing you can do is put a cast shadow on this, maybe a table down here, so that there's a shadow down here kind of going back against the light over here. And then we remember we said this side is light. So we have a light table on this side, and then a darker, if you can see this, a darker table over on this side. And that shows also the light. So this is just a fun exercise, and you can do it later with real flowers and make them look even more real. But today we're just trying to get the idea of how you contrast lights and darks. So give it a try and see what you can do. See you later.